Alright, tool groupies, today we're talking about Kobalt Tools 2-in-1 2-piece flip plier set. Model number 5062988. These were originally on sale last Christmas as a promotion for their new Gen 3 lineup. Since then, I have utilized these tools in a variety of different ways just to kind of see how they fit in and if they'll be practical and worth having or not. Today, it's what we're going to be talking about, the functionality of these tools and what my opinions are on them. Now, as you can see, we got the 6 and 8 inch variety. The 6 inch features a lineman head with a long nose plier. We have serrated teeth on the tips and a curved jaw with serrated teeth. Lineman also has some teeth with a wire cutter right here in the middle. The 8 inch also features a long nose design with cutters. And we got the crescent shaped jaw on the other side, which would effectively be the same as a slip joint plier. As far as the cutters go on the long nose here, you can see light plumb through the blade. So they don't do very well whenever it comes to cutting wire. The miniature lineman cutting blades actually works better than the long nose blade. On the small long nose, you'll notice that there's a gap in between the jaws. Now there's a lot of tool brands out here with multi-tools that look just like these. The ones who match these the most is probably the Hyper Tough brand at Walmart. These are made in China with a dual material handle designed for comfort, industrial black finish for corrosion protection, and it has spring loaded jaws. You basically flip these pliers back and forth, they open just as good as a butterfly knife does. As you can see by the condition of the package over here, I've had this for well over a year now. Instead of me reviewing these as soon as I got them, I basically pulled them out of the package, put them straight to work. That way I could give you a performance review. Plus the package underneath the seat of my truck, and I'm just now getting around to talking about these. Since these come out last Christmas, I haven't seen them back in stores since. Even for the new Christmas sales that they currently got going on, these are not making a comeback. You can clearly see that it says a hassle-free lifetime guarantee. There's no way to warranty it out if they don't have them in stock. I'm really not sure how they go about warranting these, if you did need a warranty or whether or not you just have to bite the bullet. I do like that they have a curvature to the handle. When you put them in your hand, it kind of fits right there in the palm of your hand. And given their size, it even works good in the opposite direction. So the comfort level on these is pretty good. They say that these are spring-loaded, but those are pretty much what I call barrels on the inside here. Those little barrels will move back and forth as you flip the jaws around. It keeps tension on the other jaws that's in between the handles. If you're squeezing down on this plier, putting a lot of force on it, you're putting a lot of force on those barrels too, which in turn puts force on the other jaw. So these are fairly easy to warp and bend depending on how you're using them and how much pressure you put on them. Everybody's seen those little pocket multi-tools that you can get with a long nose plier on this, as well as the lineman plier. It's pretty much the exact same size as those types of tools. Obviously, tools like this are not considered professional grade tools. They're strictly a do-it-yourself tool, and there is some appeal about having tools like this, even if you are a professional in certain trades. It just depends on if you're making service calls, you're doing a lot of routine repairs, maybe you're someone who is an appliance repair technician, something like that. Tools like this are going to be great to have because you got two different tools that you can easily fit in your pocket, fit in your go bag, and they can do multiple things at one time. Now, if you ain't figured it out by now on this channel, I'm a blue-collar hustler. I go out here and hustle up whatever jobs I got to do. I make a ton of money while I'm doing it, whether it's appliance repairs. Sometimes I'll even take apart stuff that people are throwing out and I will repurpose things, such as stuff like this wiring harness right here. This come out of a stove. Basically, that stove was rusted all to pieces, wasn't no good. 3 of these out of the 4 finite switches was good. Plus, I got the switch over here, the light indicators right there, so if somebody calls me up for a repair, instead of them buying brand new parts to put on their oven, I can sell this to them plus fix it for them at one low price. That puts me coming in cheaper than the competition because I do this. Sometimes I'll come across things, I'll strip them down, I'll repurpose, reuse, resell. I might even take these and put them online. Somebody needs parts for the range, I can easily do that. But the thing is, tools like this come in handy for those types of repairs. You get a call, right here you go. I can easily pull these terminals off here because I got the pliers to do it with. If I run across something that I needed to pinch and turn, I could easily do that. And you can see that these things flip back and forth pretty easily, and they lock into place whether you want to flip it in that way or flip it over this way and lock it in that way. They're really practical tools to have. Now here's the wire cutting jaws on the lineman. Now you can see that these actually do cut. They do a pretty good job. If you don't go toward the front of the jaw, it's not very good there. But on this one, if I go to the back of the jaw, it cuts it every time. We'll try the long nose out here. Take the long nose, put them in there. It's not going to cut it. Because the long nose has bad cutting blades, it's not really designed to do the job that it's supposed to do. As you yank it, and at that point, you're going to be ripping the wire that you're working with. The long nose plier is not there to be cutting on wires. It's really there to reach into tight confined spaces and to grab something and to pull it out. Put you some pictures here on the screen of some of the jobs that I have utilized these pliers with. Find myself taking these pliers with me on the go whenever somebody calls me up and says, "Hey, Backwoods, do you know how to work on this? Do you know how to work on that? Can you come over and look at my air conditioner, my oven?" So on and so forth, and I'll basically pick these up, take them with me on the go in to make the repair. And in some cases, it is very convenient to have tools like this because I don't have to pack 3 or 4 different pairs of pliers with me. 2 different pliers, and they do quite a few jobs. The price point on these was cheap. It would probably hurt my feelings a little bit more if I lost some of my channel locks or my Klein Tools pliers when I was out here doing these repairs. If I lose these pliers, it's not going to hurt me nearly as bad. Both of these are easy to flip around back and forth. You see exactly how easy it is for me to do that. So if I'm out here doing a job and I needed to flip something around with one hand and flip it around to the other side so I could utilize this side instead of that side, I could easily do that with one hand. It kind of gives you the same effect of a butterfly knife, like I said. Little miniature lineman head pliers, they're not going to be great for regular household electrical. Let's say you're working with a PTAC unit or even a range. You sit here taking apart stranded wire. You need to twist some things together. You need to put a terminal on, something like that. A little tiny lineman head is going to do everything you need it to do. It's going to fit into places that a regular pair of lineman pliers would not fit. Where it comes down to it, these pliers do have multiple functions. I can actually use the lineman pliers to strip the insulation off of this copper wire. It cuts it down nice and easy. I can easily flip it over, use the long nose in order to bend this copper if I was to be hooking it up to a receptacle. In the event that you're using these for electrical repairs, you got your common 12 gauge wire. You use the curvature in the jaw of this long nose plier and pinch the wiring in between it. And even if my lineman pliers are not big enough to go around it, I could use the slip joint head to put around them and twist them together just like I would with a lineman plier. Jaws are not going to open all the way up. They're not going to be as wide as you need them to be in certain situations. The point is, you can take these two FLipPliers right here and do numerous types of repairs just depending on whatever it is that your job is. If you do a lot of common routine repairs, it doesn't require a whole lot of specialty tools. If you're not doing electrical all day every day, but you do run into certain situations that might need some tinkering done, these are definitely great to throw inside your tool bag, because you never know when you're going to pull them out, put them in your pocket, go make that repair, and then you're done. If you want to know the basic size of the heads on these things, you just got to put them side by side with some mini pliers, precision pliers, jeweler's pliers. That's going to give you a decent little idea on how big the heads on these are. Here's the slip joint style jaw compared to a set of 6-inch slip joint pliers from Kobalt. We got these 6-inch long nose pliers compared to both sets of long nose pliers in these FLipPliers. Here's what they look side by side with little multi-tools that you can pick up. If you want a good quality multi-tool, you're going to be paying some money for it. Anything that's got these double-sided heads on them is going to come with a price, unless you're buying cheaper quality pliers like these from Kobalt. So whenever you're putting pressure on those handles, you're essentially putting pressure on the plier head that's in between those handles. Whenever you're twisting, pulling, whatever the case may be, it's going to put a lot of torsion on the tips of those long nose pliers. These aren't meant for that. They're not high torque pliers to use out here in the field. They're common use pliers. You're going out here to do common repairs, like I said, you're going to be doing pretty good using these pliers because they're going to compensate the need for 4 different sets of pliers. I found them very practical and very useful going out here doing HVAC style repairs, working on refrigerators, air conditioners, appliances, little things like that. These pliers will do all the basic stuff that you need them to do. So I will say that they're comfortable and they are pretty convenient to have. As a general purpose around the house tool, they might be a good option for you. Like I said, for the asking price of these whenever I initially got them, it was a great deal. That's one of the only reasons I wanted to try them out. So if you use these in a very limited light duty capacity for general purpose stuff, you might be all right with them, but I would like to hear from you. If you got these FLipPliers from Kobalt, comment down below, give us your feedback based on your experience. Otherwise, you want to check out some real tested in the trades performance reviews, all you got to do is check the links provided in the description box below. If you want to see tools in action and get opinions that cannot be bought, all you can do is pop the clutch on that subscribe button or follow on all these social media platforms. And we've also got a Kobalt Autoloading utility knife with storage, model number 5300899. This is one of their new Gen 3 versions. 5 blades are included with it, and it's made in Vietnam. With it has a free lifetime guarantee, so if it ever fails to function, all you got to do is take it back to the store and warranty it out for another one. Here's all you got to do, push in on the button, slide back, we'll pop it right open. You can see there. The thing I like about it is the fact that it actually has a hinge on the rear, so whenever you open it up, you ain't got to worry about your parts falling all over the place. You got a little spring right here on the right hand side, and then you got some tension bars, all that stuff. Your blade storage is right there, but you don't have to set it down. You can hold it just like I am right here, put your new blade in, and you're ready to rock and roll. Just pull the blade out over there, insert it into right here, and then close it back up. Now we're ready to use it. If you want to remove the blade by itself, you push in on the trigger right here, pull it out, push it back in just like you do any other utility knife. It's not too bad from Kobalt considering the price. Now we got to see how well it holds up.